Oh, good morning, all you lucky people. It's been a while since I made a video. I'm gonna try to get this one uploaded like as soon as I stop somewhere, just so I can keep that channel going. I got 2 more videos on it. I'm just really bad about downloading and getting things set up and blah blah blah. I'm lazy. Yeah. Alright, so I was down. This is actually my second day back on driving. I've been down at the yard for like the last week and a half. We'll talk about that in just a second. This load here is just a cursed load of all proportions here. You know, I mean, I am having so much bad luck with it. So by the time I left the yard yesterday, it was almost noon, which means that I'm dealing with DFW traffic in its prime, which is really fun. I mean, let me tell you, you know, the average speed is like 40 or 50 miles per hour because everyone groups up and then no one can move forward. And personally, to come down to Dodge City, which is where my pickup was, I probably would have personally have taken 287. For some reason, my field recommendation insisted that I go to Oklahoma City, which is probably my second favorite place next to DFW, because they got just as many special drivers as DFW. Something about putting rednecks behind cars, you know. Anyways, I finally got down here. I got here about 8 last night. You know, that's kind of fun when you deadhead like halfway across the nation. But I picked up the load, and immediately I knew that something was going to be wrong, because when we opened up the back door, I noticed that the freight was almost towards, you know, but was almost at the doors. That's not good when you have to put the tandems in hole 5 for a California load. So I had a big feeling that the weights were going to be all wrong, and sure enough, they were. It was 34,260 on the tandems. Now I have actually gotten through California with that much extra weight back there, but this week is Blitz week with DOT, which means that DOT officers are going to be out in mass, pulling people in for inspections for whatever. You don't really want to give them like another reason, you know. So I had to take it in for a rework. By that point in time, I was pretty much out of time. I just had to stop for the night. Unfortunately, because I had to stop, I had to wake up. I couldn't move this morning until 8. I actually didn't get moving until like 9. And the DOD on this is like 6. You know, it was scheduled for like 6:15. If I could have moved with the trailer last night, I would have ended up in Liberal, which is where we are headed to right now. But no, instead I've got to try to put in like 1,200 miles in 2 days. Possible. I may be able to just end up at the shipper, or the receiver. I have to look the receiver up on Google Map and see if they have any street parking or anything, because I think personally that's my best bet at this point. Is just get the night before and just be at the front door, because it's an early morning engagement. welcome to random small town Kansas. You're pretty much looking at the entirety of it. Where are we at? Ensign. Sorry if I'm all over the road here. I'm fighting wind today. Just one of the many curse things. Yeah, we got that reworked. I was getting out of town, and I was supposed to make a left turn, like way back there. That didn't happen. You get the puppy dogs. Hey, puppy dogs. Yep, Trailer Park neighborhood. A couple of regular houses. All look like they're from about the 40s. There you go. That was the town of Vincent. I'm pretty sure that's the school. Have a nice day. And back to speed again. Anyways, so curse load. I am behind schedule. Kept getting slowed down by everything. Now today I've got nature fighting me. Why was I down for a week and a half at the yard? I got put on med hold. So every 2 years, you as a driver have to go back in and get a medical checkup. It's usually nothing big, right? They just want to make sure that you still have 2 arms, 2 legs, 10 fingers, 10 toes, good eyesight, decent enough hearing, even though I'm half deaf. And most of the time you get in and get out. I know it seems strange that you know, to hear that truck drivers have to be in like a reasonable shape, when, you know, considering the fact that when you think of a truck driver, you think of like some old fat dude, you know, some big huge guy, and there are a lot of them. There are a lot of them. I mean, you know, there was some that are like 300, 400, 500 pounds. You see them pull up to the fill pump, open up the door, just kind of roll out the truck. But the chances are they are probably on a whole bunch of meds, for things like blood pressure, stuff like that. That is what is happening to me now. We got a fire. Actually, it might be a exhaust stack, tractor or something. So I went in, and apparently my P-test showed signs of high blood sugar. Oh, okay, it's a train. High blood sugar. So I had to get tested for diabetes. And it looks like that's the case. Apparently I now have diabetes type 2. This isn't the stick a needle in your arm for insulin version. That's type 1. If you have type 1, you can't drive. You just can't drive, period. You know, and that's understandable too, because you know, I have actually known a lot of people who have type 1, and 1 hour they can be happy bouncing off the walls, and the next hour they're practically in a coma. you don't want that kind of person behind the wheel of the truck, right? Now the version that I have is the kind where you just have to watch you die a little bit more. I mean, I think that it kind of goes without saying, stay away from the fast food, which is what all of the truck stops serve. One of the biggest killers for me is that I can't eat white rice now, which is like one of my favorite foods. I got to keep an eye on Jill here for a second, because apparently my turn is coming up somewhere. You know, simple stuff like that. If I get chicken and I can't do it with the skin, that's going to make me kind of sad, because I like going to Popeyes a lot. I definitely much prefer Popeyes over like a lot of the other places. The other places just put too much crap on the on that crust, or whatever you want to call it. My turn is somewhere up here. It looks like it's a random road. But what they had to do, they actually checked like a couple of different things. We had to do a sleep apnea test. Let's give you a different view. Instead of looking at pastures that way, you're gonna look at pastures or fields this way. So we had to take the sleep apnea test, which is where you got to hook up a device. You get like a little wristband, and then there's a device that you strap on your arm. You plug into that wristband. Another piece comes up and it covers the finger, which is probably about the most uncomfortable part of the whole thing. And then there's another wire that hooks up to your chest, get your heartbeat and stuff like that. So basically, I kind of felt like I was like gearing up like Iron Man. And I passed that. I don't really have any problem with sleeping. You know, checking for things like snoring and stuff like that. If you feel that, you have to end up with like this PAP machine or whatever it is. And from what I'm told, that thing is extremely annoying to have. So I passed the sleep test, and then for like the rest of the week, I had to keep going to a doctor. She started me on some meds to lower the blood sugar, and what I had to do was each morning I couldn't eat. I had to stick to water more or less. So I'm only doing a can right here because I need another ashtray. The other one's getting full. But you know, you had to stay away from soda and stuff like that. Just drink water. Like I said, each morning I couldn't have anything to eat. I had to fast and then go into the doctor's office. They do the little prick in the finger, and check the levels. And what they want you to do is get under the number of 140. I think I was like 148, 147, somewhere around there when they first tested me. And then for like the 3 days of testing, it was 138, 137, and then 132. So I definitely passed. Like, you know, I did everything that they asked me to do and got cleared. When it came to eating food, you know, I was just sticking to like chicken sandwiches and stuff like that. Anything that would be pretty basic. And that actually won't be very hard to do on the road either. Right now I've got 2 fruit cups on me. Love sells like vegetable cups, which basically have carrots, broccoli, and tomatoes. The tomatoes I always throw away. I do not like those. But you know, you could have those. Just don't use ranch or anything. Stick to the fruit. Probably have like the hard-boiled eggs. The other one that she put me on, which I already knew about, was my cholesterol. That's a family trait. That is a family trait. Yeah, the family's got a huge history of having strokes and heart attacks. Right about at my age. The only problem is that I haven't been able to pick up that medicine yet. They cleared me on Friday, okay, and you know, the day is Sunday. So I went to the clinic on Friday for the last test. You guys can watch the truck freak out over the bridge they have there. They have an older ironworks bridge. The beams go across the top. Every time I cross it, the truck for some reason thinks that something's directly in front of me. Wants me to stop. That should be the sign for Colorado. Yep. Alright. So that there is officially New Mexico. Miles before I can get my coffee. Actually, it's more like 140 miles before I can get my coffee. Damn it. Navajo Nation. Yeah, this entire area from where I was at down to Galvin, that's all reservation, all of it. whenever you see those movies where they have to introduce the hero, and the hero's got to be rock climbing some straight-faced pillar or something like that. That's usually out here. You know, they're doing some exciting thing like rock climbing, and fight to get to the top just as the helicopter shows up with the boss. See how it's getting a little bit bumpier? Look at that. Look at that view. God, I love looking out that window. This guy likes it so much, he stopped here for a picture. You know, this is getting a tad bit bumpier now. Told you it was going to get much worse. It's going to do wonders on my bad back today. Got another one out there. And in case you haven't noticed, the wind's picked up. Reports today said the winds would gust up to 55. Look at the crevasse. The crevasse. Everything in the bag starting to fall down again. Whoop. That's pretty bumpy, isn't it? Trust me, it gets worse. Oh yeah. There's actually been a few times I've caught air on some of these. Yes, with a big 80,000 pound truck. Got the ground being opened up again. More of a crevasse. every time I get stopped tonight. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to end up stopping at Pecos in Texas, or go down to what is it, Fort Stockton. Technically I should be able to make Fort Stockton. It's going to be kind of like way out there on my time limit. But it'll shave a lot of time off for tomorrow's drive. I should be able to do tomorrow's drive in like one go. So these ones over here, if I'm looking at those right, I think I see old corn stalk fibers in the dirt. All that stuff that's laying in the dirt there, I'm pretty sure that's corn stalk fibers. So I'm thinking that field, that last one, it's probably all corn. This looks like it's something else. Yeah, these are all fields that just haven't been planted yet. This is the time of year you start seeing a lot of tractors running around. I've already had to get around probably like 5 in just yesterday's drive. This is one that looks like it's already going. Again, probably more soybean. I don't know if that's actually a crop or not. Yeah, it might be. Whatever it is, it looks like it's going quite a bit. That may just end up being hay. Cattle feed. Let's see if we can get up to Mead. Mead is only about 7 miles away. I'll show you the next random small Kansas town. Mead will put me on US 54, which will get me over to I-40 in New Mexico. That there to our left is about the extent of what you'll see of in the way of hills or mountains in Kansas. Pretty much the whole state looks like this, where you can see for like miles. You know, like those trees off in the distance, those are actually probably like a good 5 miles away. One guy out there working. It looks like a sprayer. Well, he's probably not working, he's probably just parked. But yeah, it definitely looks like it's a sprayer. Got the rest of his equipment parked right there. There's the harvester. Couple of the old hay bales, the ones that never got sold. And this grouping of trees is probably his house. Farmers have a tendency to surround their house with trees to cut down on the wind and noise. Oh, I do have one bit of good news to come from all of this. Damn it. The shop finally found my impossible to find leak. They finally found it. They finally got rid of it. And I'll probably make another video at some point in time to show where it was, which was located on the engine. It might be the compressor or something like that. But they finally fixed it, and the truck finally holds air for longer than an hour now. I cannot believe it took like 8 different shops to figure out what the issue was. To the town of Meade. Yeah, see, because like this is saying that Meade is still like 2.5 miles away. That's all right there. You know, you see how far off that is. Waste disposal site where all the cows are. So yeah, they finally fixed the air leak, which is just in time for Blitz. Because that's a DOT issue that can actually shut this truck down. You know, the truck is supposed to be able to retain air while in the off position, and stepping on the brakes several times. Okay, you know, if you turned off, you got these things pushed in, and you step on the brakes 5 times, you shouldn't see much of an air loss from the gauge. This truck could not do that. You step on the brake like 3 or 4 times, and you're pretty much out of air. So that's actually like a service thing that, or a DOT issue that could have put me out of service if I had ever been pulled in for a inspection. I gotta be careful. One of these sets of tracks, somewhere along this track right here, I can't remember which town it was. I went across the track, it might actually be this one. You see how rough it all looks? One of them, like, in my first year driving with the Peterbilt, we have storage stores like this one here, all up here, and I came around and I hit a set of tracks. I was only doing like 15 or 20, but the tracks were so rough it practically launched the truck. and everything from those from the bends up here just came crashing down on me. That really hurt too. Oh, that was a dip. Alright. Second small town, Kansas. They all have, like, I mean, all of these buildings like this. That's all like 1910 to 1920. Those kinds of buildings were so common back then. You see all the age that probably had like another building connected to it at one point. That one's been around for a while. Oh, you know, that looks like an old school or something like that. Look at that, the old style church. That's probably 40s. New style church. Shop that's probably been around since the 50s or 60s. That's probably about 70s. Radio station. Okay, there you go. Second small town, Kansas. I'm going to go ahead and call the video quits here. You know, I've been kind of dragging on as it is. Time for me to put this camera down, just focus on driving, because I really got to keep this load moving. So I will talk to you guys later.